How's it going, PokeMoshPit? My name is Noah, YouTube name NoJNP, and I'm back to give you guys another battle. This is an OU battle I had with bestow5000. I'm using a rain team with some cool Pokemon I like. He is using an anti-weather team. If you guys like this battle, please make sure to leave a comment and like down below, and check out my channel when we're done. But anyway, we're going to start this battle in a few seconds. I'm going to lead off with my Politoed though, because I don't see weather on his team, which means once I get the rain up, it is there to stay, and I know he's going to lead off with the Landers. I saw it on his team in the first spot, and I see him lead with it right now, which is probably the very common lead Scarf set. So I'm thinking first turn, I'm just going to be able to go for the Scald, because I don't think any one of his Pokemon really would appreciate the burn. He's going to go for the U-turn, unfortunately getting the crit first turn, which always sucks. He's going to very riskily go into his Gyarados right here, because I easily could have gone the burn with my Scald, but as you're going to see in a second, I have the worst luck with Scald. I never get burned. But I did see Intimidate just now, and I'm going to see Leftovers on his Gyarados right here, which I'm thinking that this is going to be a bulky Dragon Dance type set that I used to run, but I'm not running on this individual team. So I'm thinking he's going to go for the Dragon Dance next turn, predicting me to switch out, so I'm going to go for the Parasong. He goes for the Taunt, and I'm like, wow, this might be a substitute Taunt set that was once in 4th gen that is now coming back in 5th gen. So I'm just going to go for another Scald, really hoping for a burn. And as you know, my luck it doesn't work. I do not get the burn. And then I see the Dragon Tail. So I see, oh, this is a defensive type of Gyarados. So that's going to help me pretty much. He's going to Dragon Tail me out into my Dragonite right here. This is a banded Dragonite with Waterfall, Outrage, Earthquake, and Extreme Speed. It wrecks face in the rain. I'm going to show you guys in a little bit how it does. But I want to pull a double switch. I want to predict him to bring in a Pokemon that can pretty much counter my Dragonite, pretty much his Jirachi right here. And this gives me an opportunity to go for the Scald and get the burn, right? And then I see his Scizor come in. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you coming in on the predicted Scald? I go for the Scald. I do not get the burn, but that does over half, and that's good for me. So I'm thinking I'm going to be able to 2 a KO. But then he outspeeds me. He's going to go for the U-turn, and he's going to take me out, which shows me that he is definitely a bandit set, because if he wasn't bandit, he would not be able to take me out from that range. So he's going to have to do the first switch. He's going to go into his Landers. I want to go into my Magnezone, knowing that he's going to have to go for the U-turn. He cannot go for the Earthquake because I do have the Air Balloon. So if he goes for the U-turn, he's going to go into another Pokemon. This gives me an opportunity to go for the substitute, and I really don't need my Magnezone that much anymore. I did a whole chunk to his Scizor. So his Scizor really isn't that big of a threat anymore. I know he brings his Latios in, predicting it to be a very standard choice spec set. He's going to go for the Hidden Power. It's probably Hidden Power Fire because he locks himself into that. I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch, getting a couple damage to him, seeing what he does, and then I can go into a counter. Decide to go into my Starmie. Not only am I faster, but his HP Fire would not do anything. And just if he was that very rare Expert Belt set that was starting to become a little bit more common, I'm going to go for the Ice Beam. Doesn't do too much as he brings in his Gyarados right here, and next turn he's going to predict me to go for the Thunderbolt. Unfortunately for him, I don't carry the Thunderbolt. I carry HB Grass instead for those Gastrodons, so I'm just going to go for the Hydro Pump. Super effective, stabbed, and rain boosted. That is going to easily take out the Landorus, and I took out his lead, took out his Scouter. This is going good for me. So now he's going to bring in his Latios right here, predicting it again to be the choice spec set, knowing how it switched out before. I want to go for the Ice Beam. Hopefully it was going to do a lot, but I get the Freeze right here. But oh wait, he thaws out because my luck sucks. So he's going to go for the Draco Meteor, locking himself into that, which is really good. This gives me an opportunity to switch into a counter because I basically Death Routed my Starmie for that individual reason. I want to go into my Ferrothorn, which is such a good counter to a Pokemon locked into a Steel move, and at -2. Predicting him to switch out, I want to go for the Thunder Wave right here, and it's going to pretty much cripple his Scizor, and I'm basically going to do the same thing with his Latios. I want to leave my Ferrothorn in and see what he's going to lock himself into to get an appropriate counter in. He actually gets fully paralyzed, so not only do I get up a layer of spikes, I also get the Stealth Rocks, and he's going to go for the U-turn, doing damage to me, also doing damage for himself, which means the next time he brings the Scizor in, he's going to take a lot of damage, maybe even KOing himself to the Stealth Rocks and the Spikes. He's going to go into his Latios right here, and I'm thinking what he wants to do. If he wants to go for the trick, I'm just going to lock myself into the Power Whip, so it's going to KO him. If he wants to go for the HP Fire, that's great, but I have so many counters to that. If he wants to go to the Draco, that is his best option. I want to predict him to do that. Stay in. I'm just going to go for the Power Whip, and luckily I was right, because not only am I going to survive that hit, I'm going to take out his Latios. Now he has to bring in a Pokemon that's going to be able to take out my Ferrothorn. He's going to bring in his Dragonite right here. I'm like, yes, I'm going to figure out what kind of set this is, and I can learn how to counter it. He's going to take me out the Fire Punch, which instantly tells me that he is more of a bulky Dragon Dancing set, which is fine for me because I'm very much able to counter it, mainly with my Lucario, which is a Focus Sash anti-lead Lucario. For those who have seen one of my past PMP uploads, I did use that, but again, this isn't in the lead spot. Anyway, I'm going to go for the Ice Punch, as it will be able to take out the Scizor. As you're going to see, I do get a useless crit. I say useless because he didn't have enough HP to survive it without the crit. But anyway, he's going to bring back in his Gyarados right here and get the Intimidate drop. So I'm not confident I will be able to take out this Gyarados. So I'm going to switch out, pretty much death throttling my Magnezone. I really don't need it at this point because between the other Pokemon on my team, I will be able to take out his Jirachi efficiently. He's actually going to go for the Thunder Wave right here. I'm like, whoa, this is an extremely original set. He's then going to go for a Waterfall, getting that Para-Flinch combination. And unfortunately for me, it does work to his benefit, which means he's going to be able to 2-KO me with the Waterfall, which is really no worries in the long sense because I will be able to bring another Pokemon right afterwards. I decide I'm going to bring my Dragonite. Multi-Scale is still not activated. I'm banded. Whatever he wants to bring in or stay in, it is going to get raped by an Outrage. So I'm just going to go for the Outrage, easily taking out the Gyarados right here. And now he's going to go into one of his, I believe, 2 last Pokemon. He's going to go into Jirachi. He's thinking he's going to take this alright. I'm going to, of course, I'm locked in the Outrage, so I'm going to have to go for it. It does around 45%. I'm like, yes, the power of Dragonite. He's going to go for the Body Slam, and just like all Jirachis do, they get the hacks going. So he has the Paralyze right here, and I'm thinking I can survive, or rather break through the Para-Flinch combination next turn. So luckily, I am able to. I'm going to go for that rage. I'm like, yes, this is going to be a dead Jirachi, but oh wait, he survives this. So now he could perhaps get the Para-Flinch and Confusion combination, so I'm going to have to switch out. Really hoping he was going to go for the Wish. Instead, he's going to predict me very nicely. Going to go for the Body Slam. If he got the Paralyze right here, that would have been an extremely different game, because the fact that he doesn't gives me an opportunity to go for the close combat right here, take out his Jirachi, and then go for an Ice Punch on his last Pokemon, which is his Dragonite, and take that out, getting the very narrow 2-0. I can't even fathom what it would be like if he got the Paralyze right there with the Body Slam. But that's about going to conclude this battle here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and sub. And yeah, take care, PMP.